Tell me you love me, tell me it's true. I'm writing a love song from me to you. Tell me you got me, I'll tell you too. We're writing a love song, it's deja vu. Won't you tell me what you're waiting for? See those mansions type people, they won't give you any back. Tell you what I'm waiting for. Got that flashing for me, girl, can't say I don't fight with that. La da 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 da, you never know.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. You join me on Sloane Terrace at the moment. The Rs3's parked up behind us. Sloane Terrace just off of Sloane Street. I don't know for you guys that don't know. It's central London. What we're going to be doing today is taking the Rs3 for a first drive. We're going to be doing 5 things we love and 5 things we hate about the car, so you guys can get a feel for what the car's like from an owner's perspective. So yeah, we're going to take it for a hoon and enjoy the car. So come along and enjoy the video. Right then, so Rs3's all parked up. Let's just have a quick look around the spec, just talk you guys through. So it's Daytona Grey Pearl Effect, the car. It's a 4-sprung edition and saloon. So if you want to come round, we'll have a little look at the wheels. We're going to get run over. Nearly got flattened by the cab. He doesn't look happy with us at all. Right, so on the 4-sprung, you have these wheels as standard. You can't actually option any different wheels on the 4-sprung on this car. They're a bit weird actually. They've got this this sort of white and then grey effect going on. Optioned ceramic brakes on the car. Comes at is it RS Dynamic, maybe something like that. It's ceramic brakes, about a £5 option, which is a little bit tasty, but yeah, we had to bite the bullet on that and do that. So yeah, as you look around, you've got the black styling pack which comes on the 4-sprung. You can't actually option carbon, so that's a little bit of a letdown, but there we go. Come around the back of the car and we'll have a look and see. You've got black styling pack on the boot spoiler there as well. Black badging, Rs3 in black just here, and also the Audi rings as well in black. You've got this honeycomb black bit on the back. I believe all of the Rs3s actually have the black honeycomb, but the thing is with that is it actually looks like you're driving along the beehive a little bit. So much honeycomb going on. It's all plastic. Do you hear that? All plastic and rubbish. I mean, on a 70 grand car, you would have thought they could have done a little bit better than that. Obviously, RS oval exhaust tips come as standard on the Rs3, and I've got my Rs3 Tom number plate on there as well.
Because Rs3?
Rs3, because Rs3. So yeah, let's come and jump in, and we'll show you guys the interior, and then we'll go for a spin. So yeah, as you can see, round steering wheel. That actually comes as standard on the 4-sprung. You can't option the flat bottom, which would have been nice. You can get that on the carbon black car, but yeah, round steering wheel comes on this car, which is a bit of a letdown, but you know, I could always change that at some point, get an aftermarket one on there, which is probably going to be one of the modifications I'll do on the car on the channel. So yeah, we can look forward to that. Let's come inside a little bit more. You can have a look at the seats. So I optioned the leather seats. You get, oh my god, the wind, probably can't hear anything on the camera. Yeah, option the leather with the honeycomb stitching. The other option is Alcantara. I've actually had Alcantara on previous cars. I've had it on my 718 Boxster GTS, and what I found is the Alcantara, it's nice for things that you don't touch, but if you sit on it or if it's on the steering wheel, if you're using it as a daily car, it can get worn quite quickly. So it's much better, I think, just as your daily to have the leather seats. So that's why I went for that. And also these hark back to the C7 RS6 seats, which when I was growing up, that was one of my dream cars. So that's sort of a little bit of nostalgia and the reason I went for that. So yeah, we'll jump in now and go for a hoon around London, and we'll see what we think on the drive. So come on. So something to note in the new Rs3, the RS button here, it gives you a few of the driving modes available. So whatever you're in, it changes that. It gives you individual. Don't know if you can see that, it's picked it up on the dash there, individual mode. And then also, if you touch it again, you get RS performance mode. Now this, though we're doing 17 miles an hour, I don't know, it probably goes up to about 25 before it changes gear. But it literally stays in first gear right up to about 25 mile an hour, and it just won't change. You can just roll it along and it just stays in first gear. It makes you look like you don't know how to drive because you're just revving up the car and you're not actually doing any speed. But yeah, and on to the next thing of this car, the performance. Now the old car was obviously very, very quick in a straight line, but the power progression was so, oh there we go, the power progression was so sort of direct in terms of you'd put your foot down, there'd be a slight pause, and then all the power would be there, and then it would sort of nearly had a crash trying to film. It would die off quite quickly, whereas this car is not so punchy at the start, but the power is so much more progressive and linear that it holds the power all the way through, right through to some really high speed. So obviously we don't do that on the public roads, but it holds the power the whole time. So yeah, the performance of this car is much better than the old car and much more linear as well, so that's good. So what we'll do then, because obviously you have to do that when you've got an RS3, drop it down into first gear, roll it along, and then you just give it a little pull. It is ridiculously quick. The nose goes up in the air and it absolutely flies. So yeah, lovely stuff. So 5 things I love. Let's start right here with the arches. These arches are outrageous. I don't know how well the camera picks it up, but from this angle, the front arches, the amount they protrude off of the side of the bonnet there, it's absolutely ridiculous. And that, coming down the road, you see the arches on that, you won't believe how mean that looks. When you're looking in your rear view mirror and you see that coming down the road, that is menacing. So yeah, that's the first thing I love. Right, on to the next. The angles on this. This car has more angles than your math class. The sound system in this car is absolutely brilliant. It feels like you're driving along in a nightclub. I love the ceramic brakes. It even tells you it's a ceramic brake if you forgot about the damage that 5 grand has caused to your bank account. The carbon inlay that sits around your light settings, it actually goes all the way through the car. Oh look, there you are, you're in the reflection. Yeah, the carbon inlays on this car, it's actually like a carbon weave, but it's got like a brush over the top. Normally you get like gloss carbon, but in here you've got, yeah, it's like a brush sort of carbon vibe going on. But that is absolutely lovely, and when you sit in the car, it's actually a lot more pronounced than what the camera picks up. But yeah, it is lovely. I didn't even notice that when I bought the car, how much of a standout feature that was going to be. But yeah, lovely stuff. The bonus, number 6, I get to unwrap my RS3 2 weeks later because Audi forgot to take off this bit of tape. Lovely stuff. Right, 5 things that I hate about the RS3. Let's have a look round. So, thing number 1, this honeycomb on the rear bumper. That, don't know if you can hear that, but that is plastic and rubbish. I think that is probably the worst feature of this car. Another thing that I'd definitely change about this car is the fact that the four-sprung doesn't come with carbon. You have this black plastic styling going on all around the car, on the side skirts as well. And yeah, I mean, obviously I'm going to have to aftermarket some carbon on there, but I think for the car that's meant to be the top of the tree, the four-sprung, that really could do with some carbon exterior bits on it. But yeah, anyway, on to the next. Right, next thing I hate on the front of the car, this fake vent that it's got here. That is pretty poor from Audi. There's no air going into the engine bay or anything from there. They've got proper intakes on the side, but this false vent, I think they even have it on the A3s, but yeah, for an RS3 that's meant to be aggressive, meant to have some air going in, that is pretty poor from Audi there. Right, so the round steering wheel, that is absolutely abysmal from an RS3. That is what comes standard on the four-sprung edition. Would definitely have optioned the flat bottom if I could. I thought I did, but that's only apparently available on the carbon black. Something to do with the lane assist that comes with the four-sprung as standard. You can't actually get the flat bottom steering wheel with the lane assist. So yeah, it's all a bit of a mess, but you can't actually option that. So aftermarket steering wheel incoming. Right, so the cup holder, that is terrible from Audi. I mean, so it goes around here, and it comes back. You can put it lower, which I don't really see the point of, but when you put it level and you put a cup in there, I'll whack the cup in, you have the cup in there, it rattles around like it's on the dance floor. And imagine when you put your foot down in this, you're going to be covered in your morning coffee. Terrible. Next thing on the agenda, the gloss black in here in the centre console. That is fingerprint prone and scratch prone. That is terrible. I mean, you put any keys on there by accident, you do anything like that, or you put your fingerprints on. Look, it's got more fingerprints than a crime scene. Look at the state of it. That needs to be optioned out. That needs to go. Right then, thank you guys for watching. I was actually going to do a proper first drive in the car, but the camera's running real low on battery, so I'm going to do a proper first drive in the coming week, maybe like a few days time. So yeah, we'll get that done shortly, but hope you guys enjoyed the video, found out some things about the new Rs3. So yeah, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks guys.